Sipple, let's get into the single-digit jerseys because 4 of them were handed out. And we did learn that the players vote on this. Rob Dvorak shared that it's an honor for a player to get this because they're voted on their teammates by it. So it's not just a coach's decision. It's a player's decision. And Jeff Sims, Billy Kemp, 2 transfer players, a quarterback and a wide receiver, along with Luke Reimer, a linebacker, and then Isaac Gifford, a safety. Those are your first 4 single-digit Huskers under Matt Rhule.
Yeah, so Kemp's number 1, Gifford's number 2, Reimer has 4, and Sims has 7. Very cool numbers. There they are right there. The one of the biggest stories of camp has been Isaac Gifford. I say what you want here, Sean, but we didn't. I don't know that we saw this coming, that he would be taking control. This is what Matt Rhule says, that Gifford is taking control of the secondary. Gifford himself said that the transition was difficult from one coaching staff to the other. You know, I got that sense during the spring. You didn't hear a lot about Gifford, right? Not till the very end of spring did you start hearing about him.
He gained trust though, and once he began to trust this new staff, he was all in.
So what I'm going to tell you now, if you just listen to recent comments, these were sort of predictable. Remember, Rhule said about Kemp, he said, you know, if I was going into a fight, I would want Billy Kemp with me. Okay, he's probably getting. Although you're right, it's a player's vote, but he said that he's gushed. Rhule has gushed about Gifford. I mean, just has gushed. Sims, dude, you know, he's the guy. Clearly the guy. Strikes me as a very humble leader, not overly outspoken, but I bet he gets his point across pretty well. And Reimer's prolific. I mean, he's going to be at very least the 3rd leading tackler in program history.
Yeah, he's had a good camp. Nick Henrich has had a good camp coming back too. I'll be curious. And he was a captain, right? Nick Henrich was a captain last year.
Yes, he was absolutely a captain.
You know, and you forget that. I think in this change of management and leadership, you forget that he was a captain on this football team a year ago. And if you watch a look in the video and the show produced by Nebraska, you could tell that Nick Henrich was a captain. The way he led, the way he talked, he is highly respected. And I'll be curious if he can get one of those single-digit jerseys back as a guy in this program. MJ Sherman, though, could easily get one.
Yeah.
Gabe Urban could get one. Anthony Grant could get one.
Right. Well, yeah, so the next wave, we don't know exactly when it's going to come.
No, and probably this week. This upcoming week, but looking back at Baylor, Rhule had 8 to 9 players a year in single digits. So it's not like they'll water. I don't think they'll water this down where there'll be 2 guys wearing an offense and a defense wear. I mean, I think it's going to be 8 or 9 guys.
Yeah. You really wonder about the big boys up front. A guy like Polar Bear,
Ty Robinson
has got a lot of praise. You wonder if he could get one. But again, this is, I got to keep reminding myself, this is a player vote. It's not coach. Now, I think some of Rhule's comments are probably reflective of what the players are thinking and what they're feeling about certain guys, but it's pretty significant. Or, you know, I think it's significant. I'd say there's markets where they'd say, you guys are making a pretty big deal of this single digit jersey.
Well, it kind of defines the team.
Yeah, I hit large.
Think about some of these things. Like, think if Casey Thompson was still here going through camp and he didn't get a single digit and Jeff Sims got his first. Like, things like that would have been interesting.
Oh yeah. We would have broken that down to the nth degree.
It never, going back, it never would have got to that point. I mean, I think once Casey realized that it wasn't going to be much of an opportunity, of at least a clear path to be the guy, he moved on. And I'm actually curious to see how he'll do at Florida Atlantic.
I've been meaning to check. I don't know what kind of coverage they get.
So the only thing, I did a search on him in camp, and there was like Tom Herman talked about him at, I guess, the AAC media days. Just that he's come in and done a good job throwing around the ball. Haven't heard a word about AJ Allen at Miami. Curious about Stephon Wynn. Where did he end up going again?
Don't do that.
Mississippi.
Don't do that.
It's Mississippi.
Okay. Ole Miss.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he did go to Ole Miss.
I'll be it's just we'll be able to follow that throughout the Ernest Hausman at Michigan's one that be interesting.
Had the big
to see.
spring game, but Casey at Florida Atlantic, we need to check on that. Not that here's the thing. I think I'm interested to hear what you think about this. My read is Nebraska fans aren't overly interested about guys that have moved on.
No,
they want to know about what's going on in this team. I don't think I should spend a lot of time tracking Casey Thompson at this point. Loved him as a player, but he's moved on. I mean, we're covering this team.
But the next wave of single-digit numbers will come out, and could like Brian Buschini get one?
Oh yeah,
like that's a guy.
Be kind of surprised if he doesn't. Yeah, be kind of surprised if he doesn't.
But yeah, what do you do with and we haven't even asked this question because it's this far down the list, but O lineman, D lineman, like O lineman can't wear single digits. So how do you do that?
I don't know what you do there, but the D lineman can. And that's why I wondered about,
Nash and Ty.
Yeah. Those guys mainly.